This company has the potential to be the next Patagonia. And if anybody knows anything about business, you know that Patagonia is a perfect example of a company who did everything right, from having a solid mission and being able to craft a story to get people behind that mission. They've built one of the most loyal customer bases, and I came across a company that has the potential to do the exact same thing. The company that I'm talking about is called Industry of All Nations. Their goal is very similar to Patagonia, whereas Patagonia's model is we're in business to save our home planet. Industry of All Nations is somewhat in that same boat, but they emphasize changing industries, and that's why their name is called Industry of All Nations. They're not only just focusing on clothes, that's what they are. They're a clothing brand. They source their fabrics from places in South America, Ethiopia, Madagascar, India, and Indonesia. The idea of Industry of All Nations is really just about changing the entire industry so that the environment isn't sacrificed, and nor are the workers, the people from these small villages that are sourcing the fabrics and doing everything that they need to grow all of the materials to make the fabrics and everything. Industry of All Nations' goal is to make sure that every single villager and person that makes these fabrics are paid a living wage, and that these villages are able to thrive. The founders are two brothers from Argentina. They've been a part of this movement for a while, and they have a goal of changing all industries. That's a pretty lofty goal, not just in fashion and apparel, but literally every single industry. Now, whether or not they will get there, they are getting there, at least in the fashion and apparel industry, with Industry of All Nations. They have the mission, they have the story, and they've been doing a pretty good job on sharing this story on social media, which is much of what Patagonia was doing. Much of Patagonia's success was from the customers sharing this story out to the world. And they reached that coveted position that all brands and companies want to reach, where your customers are your greatest marketers. Now, Industry of All Nations is a much smaller company compared to Patagonia, and they're building in a time where things are very different. The only thing that I could see Industry of All Nations falling short on is being able to tell their story consistently. Industry of All Nations has the ability to be a huge brand like Patagonia with a really loyal customer base. They just need to implement some sort of tool, maybe some sort of affiliate marketing tool, or work with creators on TikTok, especially on TikTok, because that is where all of the young generations are at, Gen Z and everything. And all of the data show that Gen Z is increasingly more involved in companies that are mission driven. They care more about social responsibility and the environment. I believe that trend is only going to increase with the next generations. In order for Industry of All Nations to really get that Patagonia status, I think that the more that they partner with creators that champion their story and share their story to their following, the quicker they will experience this cult-like following that Patagonia had.